Searching online on how to get started with or how to continue the Japanese journey without opening your wallet can be difficult when it's so easy to get swept away by the Genki textbook, italki, or Duolingo type app hype trains. This is why I am here to guide you. Whether you don't know what Hiragana is, or if you consider yourself an intermediate but want to improve faster. If the latter case, I recommend you check the timestamp in the description. To follow through on the points in this video, you'll need an internet connection and a high-level computing device, both of which you must have granted you're watching this. A notepad and a pen is also recommended. So, you're starting with Japanese and now you don't know where to look first or where to go. Not Japanese Pod 101. The first step should be Hiragana and Katakana. Japanese Amo no Misa's YouTube channel has wonderfully put together videos explaining this. You could break up the longer videos into chunks. There's simply no other resource necessary to consult after learning the kanas through her videos. This, along with everything else in her channel, is absolutely crucial that you write everything that is put on the screen. Your fluidity in reading and writing begins here. For the beginners who have no standing in the language, they will need to be introduced to the language gradually through simple sentences, basic grammar, and common vocabulary. There are two conclusive sources for this: Japanese Amo no Misa's Japanese for Absolute Beginners playlist and Kim Tae's Japanese Guide to Grammar. Kim Tae's guide is extensive and there's no need to feel pressured to go through all of it at first. With Misa's playlist, provided that you write down every sentence you hear as well as echoing her, you'll quickly find yourself rising above the ranks of many beginners. I recommend Misa's playlist above Kim Tae for the beginner, since reading can become monotonous and abstracted without audio, while the YouTube videos are better fit to hold the attention of the distracted world of ours. This should be the extent of the formal studying of Japanese. From here on, you can allow the language to seduce you. I strongly discourage you from using apps that put points on little translation exercises. These apps are like doing a lot of a little, and progress will be artificially stifled. With Misa's playlist, or Kim Tae visited through, the only thing that should teach you Japanese is exposure to the language. Real native media, hence the forewarning of wasting time on simple fluency apps. Now that you are able to interpret the Japanese world as more than squiggles and strange bubbles of sound, Yogum jumping raw, this means that when you watch anything, which should be in Japanese, you have no English subtitles to save you from being plunged in the deep end. This is where you learn to swim. Occasionally having Japanese subtitles can be beneficial as long as pure listening skills are not neglected. The most important thing to grasp when going raw, without subtitles, is that ambiguity is something to be embraced. If you wait until you're good enough to watch native media, it will never happen. You should start now, even if you only understand 5% of the input. This will gradually improve, but the ambiguity will remain. Become comfortable with it. A vague understanding is satisfactory. If you try perfect every concept, the speed of your progress will be drastically decreased. Language is a wonderful thing, since unlike a normal exam, you don't have to be able to create anything. Language is an open book, and others who use it give you all the answers. If you have a Netflix account, there's already loads of Japanese content for you to watch. If not, despair not. There are many other free viewing resources without English subtitles. First of all, YouTube. I'll link a few popular Japanese YouTubers, since it can be difficult to find them coming from an English viewing base. If you're unsure what you should watch, a good guideline is to imagine what you could understand without audio. If you could make no sense of the subject, then perhaps it's better left for another time. However, above that, you should always watch what interests you. Don't bore yourself by willingly enduring baby shows. Other sites, such as Animelon, allow for Japanese subtitles to be turned on or off, and this Tumblr page lets you download raw, unsubbed anime. Now that you can watch numerous shows free of charge, two aspects are left: listening and reading. But how can I listen to Japanese unless I can speak to a Japanese person? Asked the oak, who thought as if the internet didn't exist. People can be burdensome because they won't repeat the same thing hundreds of times over or be there 24/7. Technology can. A tutorial is linked on how to take the raw series that you've already watched and downloaded and then convert it into audio. It's really simple to do the same thing with YouTube videos. If you've got an old phone or MP3 player, those are perfect to use as a portable radio playing Japanese everywhere you are. Alternatively, you can use your daily smartphone. It will be in your favor to make a habit of listening anytime that you can, passively as well. Immersion is the key word. Now you want to try reading, but kanji is in your way. Kanji is much easier to learn once you have some grounding in Japanese first. Otherwise, they might be abstractly stored in your head. If you reach a point where you feel like you can recognize a character, it would be worth your while to check out its stroke order and English meaning. This can be done on almost any Japanese dictionary. However, do not bother about learning each character's isolated readings. It will come naturally once you have the vocab. This is a hotly debated topic with rapidly changing views, and so I shall promptly stay off the topic for the rest of this video. Just remember, don't buy into the terror that others build up around it. One of the easiest ways to read, with access to Hiragana as your crutch until you're fully grown, includes NHK News Easy, aka Yasashi Nihongo. It's made for foreigners like us and Japanese youth whose kanji isn't fully acquired. This is also something I highly advise you to write one article out a day, taking note of the new vocabulary. Don't worry, one article is only a paragraph or two. If you feel above it, you can try the standard NHK News website. There are some free apps such as Tango Resto, which allows you to view the articles and have translations in-app. For a jump from the non-fiction to the world of authors, manga is great, such as the very widespread Yotsubato. It's PDF linked down below, but usually you can find a manga by searching its name and PDF free download. Once you have it downloaded, you can get any free ebook reader app off your desired store and proceed to read on the go. Aozora Bunko is a wonderful copyright-free Japanese library. Many of the books have Hiragana and feature hundreds of full-length novels to children's stories. Many free applications are also on the market to read these Aozora format books. Finally, for dictionaries, I have linked bilingual Japanese and English dictionaries, but more importantly, Japanese-only dictionary sites. These will particularly boost the immersion and understanding of words for the intermediate. A method I came across through Matt vs. Japan's channel was to search a word in the monolingual dictionary, and then the vocab you are unfamiliar with in the definition you can search in the bilingual dictionary. Remember, as long as you're immersing yourself in Japanese media made for Japanese people, you're subconsciously acquiring it. Cheers.